Hello, everybody. How's everyone doing tonight? J-Mac here with you. And I'm joined tonight by three other bros tonight. No Sarge tonight. I thought we were going to have a Sarge sighting, but nothing as of yet. Maybe, just maybe he'll surprise us. We'll see. Anyway, without further ado, let's introduce the gang that's all here tonight. Right below me is the one, the only, the sleep champion himself, Mess Around Dave.
What is going on? I just woke up from a nap, speaking of that, so yeah, I'm ready to go.
Shocker.
Shocker there. And next to him is Double Dirty Big B. And we explain the Double Dirty is because it's dark 30 and sometimes it gets a little dirty here, so...
Yes,
Big B. How you doing tonight, brother?
doing okay. It's my Friday, so I got a 2-day weekend. It's going to probably be a hard, emotional day tomorrow. Son's going in for a little minor surgery, so it's going to be a little long day at the hospital. So hopefully it's not too bad. Hopefully the recovery is quick and there's no complications. So.
All right. Well, we wish him the best of luck on that tomorrow.
Yep.
And then, of course, we're joined by the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend, Chris P. Bacon.
Glad to be here. Tech issues kind of, made everything chaotic.
I got to ask, though. Chris.
Yeah.
Because I think the viewers want to know.
Hard or floppy?
Yeah. Well, actually, that was going to be part of the question is, do you even like your bacon crispy or do you like it floppy? Like, that was actually going to be the question.
I could go either way, but probably crispy.
I'm sure you could. You set yourself up for that one. Oh, man, he got so pissed he took his headphones off. That's what she said, by the way. Has anyone watched reruns of The Office at all on Peacock?
Yeah.
You know what one of my favorite scenes of all time in The Office is?
What's that?
When Jan comes and tells Michael he's not allowed to make jokes anymore, and she tries to get him out, and Jim just starts with the, "Are you sure you can handle that? You always left me smiling and satisfied."
Right.
Are you really sure you can go all day? That's going to be kind of hard.
Yeah, I love The Office.
And then he can't hold it back, and he's like, "That's what she said."
Right. That's what she said.
Oh God. Yeah. Anyone who hasn't watched The Office, you should watch that. It wasn't the same though when Michael left. It really wasn't the same show.
No, it was not.
Michael Scott made that show. That made Steve Carell's career. That's for sure.
It's kind of like it reminds me like when Brewster got kicked off of the ranch and they didn't have him anymore. This show kind of sucked.
Yeah, that's true.
Even then, when Charlie Sheen left 2.5
minutes.
Yeah.
Yep.
That show was hilarious with Charlie Sheen on there.
Oh yeah.
I still say the son though really made the show though too.
All of his one-liners were great, man.
Yeah, they were.
It was great. See, here we are just talking again. Like this is the last show we had. We just sat around and talked. We didn't even have topics or anything. That's why the show's so great. We don't have to bring a topic up. Avs in 4. We weren't even talking about ice hockey, Gretzky. Jeez.
Nope.
Who cares?
Nah.
I mean, Avs in 4. They're not gonna sweep the Lightning, okay?
Actually, I think it's 2-1, so they couldn't sweep. I think.
I rather
Yeah.
Nate figure out, the MLB, the baseball playoff scenarios for each team. I think he needs to do that.
Yes, I would love to hear those.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
certainly would.
Tell us how far the Reds are out of the playoffs.
Well, the Reds have played better.
Yeah, they have.
They've played better. And, you brought up baseball, so we're going to talk about it. Let me join. Here we are. All right, let me join. So
Okay.
I know you get to see my face. I just got on. It's too early. No, it's not too early because I had to hear about from the third week of the NFL season on about how the Jets still had 16,489 ways to make the playoffs.
Right? Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Mind you, at 5:30 in the morning on my day off.
Yeah, Nate. We're at on that one.
Oh gosh, it's all in good fun, Nate. It really is.
Yeah.
Or what's the magic number for the Yankees to clinch the East?
87. I don't know.
Good riddance.
Good riddance. Yeah.
I was just reading here that Dallas Keuchel signed with the Diamondbacks. Dallas Keuchel was I'm so glad he got DFA'd by the White Sox.
Yeah, it's crazy. Major League Baseball. So there's a few reasons why. Like, football's great, and we all love football. I get that. Football is become the most popular sport in America. I understand that. But do you know why I like baseball so much? There's more than one reason.
Yeah,
The biggest reason is the biggest reason is because it's not over until the last out.
Yeah.
There's no time limit. There's no the clock's running down. You got to hurry and hit. Like, there's 27 outs that have to happen on each side,
Right?
At least.
and so it's not over until the last out. Saw a college game the other day. I think I showed all you guys that it was like 21-12 in the bottom of the ninth with 2 outs.
Yeah.
And the final score was 27-24 in the 10th inning. I mean,
Is that the game where the backup catcher came in and got his first collegiate home run or something?
Yeah, that was that game. It was crazy. Like, it's not over till it's over. That's
and then they had 12 hours to rest up and play again?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
That's
Insane.
crazy. Wow.
Yeah. And hey, I could finally come on here and say that my Braves finally won more than 3 in a row. We're actually on a 5-game winning streak, which is insane to
Hey.
We're not going to talk about my White Sox, are we?
think about. Yeah.
Sure,
Hey,
why not? How they
what
do?
happened to that great closer you were supposed to have?
God, he's been terrible this year.
Can't be any worse than Duffy for Minnesota. Jesus Christ.
But that's the interesting thing with sports, though. You think a player's supposed to be good,
But,
and then they turn out bad, or vice versa.
despite everything, as bad as we played so far this year, we're only 5 games out of first place. So,
Yeah.
And that's the amazing thing. Everyone's talking about Atlanta and how they fell so far behind the Mets. Honestly, we're 7.5 games out of first place, and
it's the Mets.
And it's the Mets, and we just for the first time this year won more than 2 games in a row. So we're getting hot at the right time.
we've still had a lot of injuries. I know a lot of teams have. I think a lot of that's due to spring training games and, guys not being able to ramp up like they usually do. And having said all that, with all the injuries and stuff, only being 5 games back at this point in the season isn't bad.
No, it's really not. I think right now, if you're within single digits, anywhere in single digits, you're still okay. To me, at this point in the season. So if you're within 9.5 games at anywhere, whether it's the wild card, your division, you're probably still in a pretty good spot where you still have a shot at making the playoffs for sure.
Yeah.
Because how many games do we have left to play? We still have 110, 111 games left to play in the season. I mean,
It's like the old saying goes, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
right. And everyone's got to remember that because you get the. I heard I heard a good saying that said, if you're 13 games into a season in baseball and you say your season's over, you're not a very intelligent human.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
That is true.
hell, I mean, even if you're 50 games in and you're like, our season's over, like you still have double that amount of games left in the year.
Yeah.
And what do you talk about all the time, Big B? Worst to first in the same season? I mean,
Yeah.
it happens. It happens. I watched this thing on Atlanta on John Smoltz in 1991. He was 2-11 with an ERA of almost 6 going into the All-Star break in 1991. And then he came out after the All-Star break and won 14 consecutive starts and had an ERA under 2.
I remember that. God,
So, I mean,
old.
right? But that's
the whole thing. Back then you stuck with your pitchers. Now if you go 2-11, you might be getting demoted. You might be getting traded. They
go to the
bullpen. I mean,
DFA designated for assignment now is
Yeah.
where they put everybody, but it's just
yeah,
crazy.
unless you got options left, then you go down to AAA. So I mean, 91 was a great season for both the Braves and the Twins. I mean,
Right.
the right team came out on top, but I mean,
Oh yeah. You know what I find interesting? You're talking about sticking with a pitcher. What drives me crazy when teams do it is they'll have 4 solid starters, and then that 5th starter, they have one guy come in and start 2 games, and he does okay, but then they send him back to AAA and call someone else up,
Yeah.
and then that kid pitches for a couple of games, and they send him back, and then call someone else up for the next couple of games. It's like again, if you're going to give a guy 2 starts in baseball, and that's going to be his make it or break it moment, sometimes you just have an off day as a pitcher. I mean.
Yeah.
Even all the great ones had an off day where they gave up 6 or 7 runs in a game.
Yep.
It happens. If you're going to have a 5th starter, you need to stick with one guy give him 10, 12 starts, and then make a decision on whether or not he's going to make it in baseball.
Yep.
Unless his first 3 starts, he's giving up like 10 plus runs every start. Then
I mean,
yeah.
if he comes in those 3 starts and his ERA is 12, okay, let's not throw him out there again. But if he comes in those first 4 or 5 starts and his ERA is between 4 and 5, stick with him. He's gonna make adjustments. He's gonna get better probably. That's how you made it to the big leagues.
or a lot of the times, the guys just aren't suited to be started. They're more better off in the bullpen,
Right.
and vice versa.
Yeah. So,
I mean, look at Smoltz. He really saved his career at the end by going to a closer.
going to be a closer. Yeah.
And honestly, you bring that up, Musro. I think that's something that Kershaw, DeGrom, some of these big starters that have been hurt quite often should think about doing. Go to the bullpen for a year or 2.
Right.
They're still going to make an impact. I mean,
No, you're right. I mean, think about it. If you're okay, let's use the Twins as an example, right? If you're watching a Twins game and say they're playing the Mets, you're losing 5-4 in the 9th inning, and they're like, "Here comes Jacob deGrom." You're going to be like, "Well, damn it, there goes the game. He's not giving nothing up in the 9th inning."
No.
Yep.
Well, and then you got like guys like Chris Sale that started out in the bullpen, and then he was a starter. So, I mean, it can be beneficial to a lot of these guys' careers. Like Big B pointed out, Kershaw and DeGrom, they can really benefit them. They could be that lockdown guy in the 9th.
I mean, you still bring in veteran leadership. You can pitch, once every other day, or sometimes you might pitch 3 straight days because your arm's used to it. And then once you feel 100% healthy, you can go. Okay, let's go back to the rotation then and see what happens. But
Right.
yeah, I think those guys need to go to the bullpen.
Yeah.
And the other thing, if they're in the bullpen, who says that you can't spot start them somewhere?
Exactly.
Exactly.
if one of your pitchers he can't make his next start because his arm is strained or something, say, oh, hey, we got this guy in the bullpen that started 150 games. Let's throw him out there.
Or you get a guy that struggles for whatever reason, or he leaves the game with injury. You throw that guy in there for a long relief.
Yep.
Right. It's definitely something worth thinking about. It's a new strategy. The other strategy I'd like to see these major league players take is when they're in a shift and everyone is between first and second. Why don't you just bunt the ball down the third baseline? You'll probably end up with a double.
I seen somebody do that the other day. Somebody actually did that the other day. A guy on the White Sox bunted and he got a double out of it.
There you go.
There's no one over there. I mean, the pitcher's not going to run that far.
You lay down the perfect bunt that rolls, and you put some mustard behind it, let's say, get it past the third baseman. Yeah, you're going to get a double. You know, even if you slap it down the third baseline, you know, between third and wherever the third baseman's standing, you know, you might get a double, might get a triple. Everybody's over on the opposite side. I mean, yeah, there's no going the opposite way. Everybody's looking for the long ball. Everybody's looking for, you know, the big hit, you know, instead of playing small ball.
Long ball.
I mean, sure they do, but it's just as important to be on base a bunch. That helps your team anyway.
Yep.
There's nothing that kills your team more than say your pitcher goes out and I would rather, by the way, explaining this, I'd rather have my starting pitcher go out and give up 4 runs while the other team had 8 or 9 hits, because at least they earn those runs. It drives me nuts when my pitcher goes out and gives up 4 runs and walks 6 guys to give up a couple of those runs.
I was watching the game.
4 runs, 6 walks, 3 hits, you know, in 4 innings. I know, but
or your pitcher gives up a run when you know you have 2 men on base, or you know. But no.
I'll tell you though, you got talking about closers. Kenley Jansen, we signed him in Atlanta. Everyone was high on him. He hasn't been that great this year either. I mean, he's got 14 saves, but his ERA is over 4. So he's given up some runs this year.
Yeah, but
gotten lucky that we've gotten out of it.
But the thing is, you know, you look at a closer, you're in 1 inning, maybe an inning and a third every 2-3 days, maybe, if your team's close. So your ERA is going to rocket really quick, you know.
Yeah.
But I wish the Twins had a closer like the Padres have. And Rogers, I think he is.
Yeah. That's true. I mean, we could go old school and say we wish we had closers like Rivera and Trevor Hoffman. I mean, but those guys will never be replicated again.
My Rogers story was the fact that the Twins had Rogers and then traded him. Kind of like the Stafford issue.
Yeah, right.
You know, only if the Lions had a quarterback like Stafford.
Yep, if only they did. All right, Chris, why don't you roll that this beautiful bean footage for us, and we'll be right back here on the Four Brothers Radio Show. Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry, 24/7 shopping available. 160920 is the code. Show her some love, like she showed us. All right, Brandon, tell us about that book.
The book Race Against Race from our man Bodie Sanders. His journey through growing up from kid all the way through. I think it actually starts from high school age, but just what he went through growing up and becoming an adult. It's endorsed by the Big East Conference. I'm about halfway through the book myself, and you can get it on Amazon. You can get it on all your digital book stores. And I believe this week or next week he's going to be starting a book tour down in Florida area.
Yeah, yes, he is. So if you can, check out that book and get your copy today. It's something definitely you always want to read someone else's point of view on life and what they've gone through, because you don't know anyone's story unless you've been there. So hey, Chris, why don't you update us on the USFL if you have that in front of you? Update us on the standings and who's leading in the USFL. Watched a couple of the games this weekend. I caught some of it. What do you think, mess around? While Chris is pulling that up, mess around. What do you think about the quarterback for the New Orleans Breakers, Kyle Soller,
Former Viking,
who's come out and said that he guarantees you he's better than that. He guarantees you that there's not 32 quarterbacks that are better than him.
I think I want some of what he's smoking.
He's not wrong though.
I have the standings up.
All right, whenever you're ready, Chris, fire away. Tell us the standings.
All right, in the North, you have the Generals at 7-1, and you got the Stars 5-3. Those two could are in the playoffs if they end right now. And then you got the Panthers at 1-7 and the Maulers at 1-7. In the South, you have the Stallions with a perfect record of 8-0, and the Breakers at 5-3. They'll be in the playoffs if it ended today. You got the Bandits at 4-4, and the Gamblers at 1-7.
All right.
So on the bubble teams, what do we need to do to get in? And no, I'm just kidding. You don't have to break that down.
So it's only the top two teams.
Top two teams in each division, right, Chris?
Yeah, so it's basically one playoff game and your
And then the
championship.
championship.
How many games are left?
2 more, I believe.
Oh, okay.
10-game season. So, yeah.
You know, I was watching one of the games. I think it was the New Jersey and the Michigan Panthers game this weekend. And they were saying how the Panthers were the favorite to win the whole championship before the season. And they've only won one game. They're coached by Jeff Fisher.
I know. That's because they're coached by Jeff Fisher.
That's something. How do you put on odds on a league that just started? You know, guys that you probably
Money.
haven't seen play football in years or mini football, and say, "Oh, Michigan's going to be the number one team this year." I mean,
It's money because
well, I
everybody
know
wants to
I get
place
it's
a bet.
money, but
Because they got Jeff Fisher at coach.
because he did so much in the NFL.
Yeah. I mean,
Well, it's kind of interesting that you can say the home team or the home site is 8-0.
Oh, the Birmingham Stallions?
Yeah, because they're only playing in the same.
Yeah, they all
They're
played.
all
Yeah,
All the
right.
games are played in Alabama, yeah.
yeah.
in Birmingham, Alabama.
and I'll tell you what, there's not a lot of fans going to those games.
No,
There's
well,
not-
it's mainly TV. They're kind of going for, not really the.
But the thing is how are you going to be a fan of a team? I mean, if you're a Michigan fan, you're not going to travel
Thank
down
you.
to.
I'm glad someone said it, man. How can you like if they brought a team to Portland, they're like, yeah, here's your team. You can root for this team. Mess around, agree with me on this one. They bring a team to Portland and they're like, but they play all their home games in San Antonio, Texas. What the hell? How do you want us to be a fan of the team?
How are we supposed
Yeah.
to team doesn't even play their home games in our state?
Right.
It's like we have a team in Texas, Houston, but they
I
don't
mean,
play in Houston.
I really hope the league doesn't fold after 1 year. Hopefully, but they got to have some home games for all these teams to get a fan base. Because, like J-Mac said, if they're not drawing, I mean, it's going to look bad.
Well, at least
that's
with the XFL, you had like a team in every market. Well, not every
Yeah.
market, but every market that you had a team in.
Yeah. Well, that'll remain to be seen. That's 2023. We'll see how that goes. It's hard to say what's going to happen there. So let's see, what else can we talk about tonight? Anyone got anything to vent about tonight? Let's go with some vent time.
I mean, I work weird hours, 4 to midnight, so it's 12:30 here. Get home, relax, wind down. Probably start those off here and there. Do my best mess around impression. But I actually go to bed at probably about 4, 5 o'clock. And then during school days, I got to get up. School's over now, but me and my wife are always arguing about how much I sleep, or because I sleep throughout the day. It's like, okay, but I get home at 1:30, relax. And she's like, well, I go to bed, at a decent time. Okay, but you get off at 5. You're in bed by 8. You're up at whatever time.
Right.
So if you do the math, I'm sleeping the same amount of time, but she's like, well, you can't be sleeping all day. It's like, when am I supposed to sleep then?
Sure.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I used to hear that when I worked with Mess Around. I worked a graveyard shift. I'm telling you, I don't wish that on anybody. Because you're getting off work at like 8 or 9 in the morning, and everyone's like, "Oh, let's go do this," and you're like, "Dude, I just worked like 8 hours overnight while I had to stay awake." So yeah, you're sleeping until 3, 4, 5 in the afternoon, and people are like, "How do you sleep so long?" Well, I slept just the same amount that you did. I just did it at a different time.
Yeah,
Right.
it's different hours. Yeah.
Yeah, I've always said that working like a mid shift, like 10 to 6, 12 to 8 would suck, and also working overnights. Because it kills your day, it kills your night. Unless you're a single guy and don't have family, probably a perfect shift. But outside of that, you can't do nothing.
It's true. So I heard this comedian. I don't remember who it was. I wish I could give him the credit if I did. But he was talking about his significant other was bitching at him about why do guys get paid more money for the same job that they do that a woman does? Because that's usually how it goes. Generally, they make a little more money, right, for the same job. He had a really good take on this that I never thought about before. And he's like, well, here's my reasoning on why. Because for some messed up reason, if we end up on the Titanic, who do they save first? The women and children, and my ass has to stay back on the ship. And in a hostage situation, some guys got us all in a bank. Who do they ask for you to release first? The women and children. It's like, hey, wait, I want to go. Why can't I go?
Right?
He has a point.
So you ask me why I make more money? That's why I make more money.
Never really thought of it like that, but yeah.
Right? Kind of interesting to think about.
It makes a lot of sense now.
Right? It does. All right. So I saw something interesting, and I thought that we would make a little game out of it.
Oh, boy.
And, oh, yeah. Your favorite thing. I know. Everyone's favorite thing when J-Mac comes up with a game.
Games.
Well, it can't be any worse than your brother coming up with some weird games on like who's the 7th starting quarterback ever for the New England Patriots that threw for 400 yards in 1952.
That's true. Yeah, exactly. That's. Think about that one, Chris.
Yeah.
Think about that one for.
Or can you name the backup goalie for the lacrosse team for New England?
I don't know.
That's a true story. So what we're going to do is, give me a second to find this. Talk amongst yourselves about your NBA finals because I'm not interested, but I'm sure you guys will talk about it. So.
Yeah, I haven't really been watching. Golden State.
So, okay, since we're going to get a minute here, I don't know if we all played sports in high school. I know I did. Is there a sport you guys wish you would have played, but, because it interfered with your main sport that you didn't? Mess around?
Football. I wish I would have tried out football. I was more of a baseball guy.
Yeah. Chris, how about you?
I go back and forth between football or baseball.
Yeah. See, me, I've always been a baseball guy. I kind of wish I would have maybe picked up golf or even, kind of funny, lacrosse. I think would have been fun, but,
Lacrosse probably would have been fun. I would say probably that one, but it was.
I wish we would have like a hockey team here, because I think it'd be so fun to check people into the boards.
Oh yeah, I think
I
so
don't
too.
like you.
Yeah, that would be a great time. I think. So.
Yeah.
I think.
How many penalty minutes could Mess Around have gotten in a hockey season for high school? J-Mac, you know him the best.
How many penalty minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, he would have set the record. I guarantee that. If you've ever seen that movie, the Goon,
The Goon? Yes.
that would
Great
be
movie.
Mess Around. He'd be a hired gun. Just your job's to go in there and piss that guy off. That's what your job is.
Did they make like 2 or 3 of those?
I think they made 4 actually.
Was there 4?
Was
Yeah.
there 4? Okay.
I think there was 4.
I'd rather be going and
I can see Mess Around's team. You know, he gets on the ice. Everybody turns around and goes, "All right, over under 2 minutes." And Mess Around gets called for a penalty.
Right? They all start making bets on the sideline.
Yeah.
Oh, Mess Around's gloves are down. He's fighting.
I like
All right.
so I just want to check somebody hard. I mean, we played a little bit of street hockey, and I just love checking people.
Yeah.
The announcers are like, "Oh, Dave, Mess Around on the ice. I give him 30 seconds, and we'll be called. Oh, there's a penalty on Mess Around."
He's not the fastest. He's not the biggest. He's not the strongest. But
But
boy,
he can
that guy
cer-
can check people.
Right? He can check people. You know what else he can do? He can also fake you out twice on a kick return when there's no one behind him.
That's right. And
All right. You know what? We're going to skip that. We're going to go straight to 2 truths and a lie because it's everyone's favorite game.
Okay.
Chris is the best at this one. So
No,
God, I haven't even thought about this today.
I haven't
Really?
either. Really.
So, Chris, you get to go first.
I haven't really thought of this, so I participated in a spelling bee. I won a spelling bee, and trying to think of one. I didn't win a school science fair.
I think I heard something about a spelling bee, so I'll say the spelling bee.
I'm gonna go with the third one.
Yeah, I gotta go with the third one.
I did win an award for science fair.
You did, okay.
Which one was the lie?
I did not win the spelling bee.
Wow, got it. Nailed it.
I was gonna say, watch her say he didn't participate in a spelling bee, because then the first 2 would have been a lot. Pull a mess around on us.
Right? Right. All right. Mess around, you're next.
Yay. That
Take
one.
the camera off.
There you go.
Okay.
I think he was thinking.
I once slept for 24 straight hours. Let's see. I once got in a fight and knocked somebody out with one punch. I once ran a mile in under 10 minutes.
I'm gonna go with the third one.
I'm gonna go with the third one too.
Well, I'll go with the third one because I'll ask you, was a bear chasing you or something? I mean, Jesus.
The first one's actually a lie. I've never slept 24 hours and it once.
Oh wow.
Oh,
I mean-
23 hours and 49 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, in his defense, it was like 23 hours and 55 minutes.
Wow.
No, I've never slept 24 hours straight. That'd just be
No.
crazy.
Big B, you're up.
Okay, I'm trying to think here. Let's see. Oh. God, this one's tough. I didn't even think about this all day, and I knew we had a show today. I traded a Jose Canseco rookie card for a bat that I hit a home run with. I pitched in a high school game with my final stat line was 7 innings, 7 hits, 7 runs, 7 walks. And I played against the mascot Crunch in a high school basketball game.
I'm going to go with the third one.
Third one.
I'm going to say 2.
Yeah, 2 is not right. I mean, I had a crazy stat line, but it wasn't that. But yeah, Crunch came in and did we were doing a fundraiser and got to play against him in the basketball game.
That's cool.
All right. Here we go.
Do it.
Let's do it. I, on more than one occasion, have gotten my buddies in trouble from their significant by opening a bottle of Jaeger. I have driven a taxi cab. And the third one for Two Truths and a Lie is that I have climbed to the top of one of the Three Sisters Mountains here in Oregon.
I'll go number 2. I'll go taxi cab driver.
Yeah. Number 2.
Of all people, I would have thought you would have got this one right, mess around.
Was it 3?
It was 3.
Oh,
Yeah, I knew I should have picked 3.
I drove for Yellow Cab Taxi for a couple of years after I left Walmart, if you don't remember that. I picked up Danielle before. That's how you should remember that.
I thought I should know that, yeah. Son of a bitch.
nice going, Metro. What a good friend you are. Don't even know that you drove taxi. Jesus.
Oh.
I totally forgot that part.
And then the first one he laughed, so you guys knew that one was true because
I honestly didn't even hear the first one. I was
Jaeger.
I've gotten my buddies in trouble with their significant others more than one time by opening a bottle of Jaeger.
Well, I've heard the story. I had recalled you telling the story before.
Yeah, there's more than one story when it comes to Jaeger.
Yeah.
Used to be, hey, we're gonna go check out the basement, and everyone knew then we were down there taking shots of Jaeger.
Right? It was that one with your first wife when I was helping you move or whatever, and I'm like, hey, you got beer? He's like, yeah, and I open up, and his wife's like, he's drinking already? Jesus Christ. And I got Jason in trouble because I started drinking.
Oh my God, yeah, that was God, how long ago was that? 20 years ago? I don't know.
Fuck. Yeah, it was a while ago.
A long time ago. now our kids are all close to graduating and just so stupid.
I know.
Yeah, graduation now, and God,
I know.
been out of school for, let's see, 97 was my graduation year.
Same.
Damn, 25 years ago, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Has anybody gone to the class reunion at all or class party since then?
No.
No.
Like, I hated those people. I didn't like any of those people.
Well, the thing is, where I graduated from, I was only there for a year and a half. So, yeah, I didn't get really – I mean, I connected with a couple guys that, I did sports with and stuff, so it was good to see them. But, yeah, I'll tell you that. I didn't really care to go.
You know what's really funny about being in school and not being in school is when you're in school, all these jocks and the preppy people, they don't have time for you. They don't say hi to you. But, 10 years later, I was just, hey, what's up, Dave? How you been? They want to be your buddy. They want to know all about you, and they give you the time of day. But in school, they can give a fuck about you.
Well, I've had better friendships, back from another school I went to that I wish I would have graduated from. than I did from the one I graduated from. So it's, but yeah, I get what you're saying, Dave. It's like, oh man, haven't seen you since graduation day. How's it going? And it's like, yeah, you didn't talk to me in school. Why the hell would I talk to you now?
Right. Exactly.
You're right. And you know what? The thing is most people won't say anything, but I'm that guy that will, and Dave knows it. Dave's been around me a few times where I know he's sitting there like, holy shit, he just said that.
Or that girl that you were crushing on in high school came up to you and started talking to you, but wouldn't give you his time of day in high school. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But such is life, right? That's how life goes. You know what's funny though is if you ever do show up to a family class reunion, you show up and you're that kid in high school that was like Mr. Popular and all of that, or Mrs. Popular, and you're like, what'd you do with your life? They're like, oh, I still live here. I have 3 kids. I've been divorced 3 times, and I work at Walmart. And you're like, oh, what do you do? And you start telling them all this stuff you've done in your life, and it's like, yeah, who's eating? Who's being envious of who right now?
Yeah.
Right.
So
That's true.
anyway, Chris, give us 30 seconds, man.
Thanks everyone for watching, tuning in. Great things happening to coast. Just stick around and stay tuned.
All right, Big B.
Yeah, like Chris said, just keep sticking out to coast. We got some things in the works, and we're preparing for a prediction morning tailgate show. Once we get everything together that we want to get together, and hopefully that'll come out soon, and just keep gearing up for all our shows.
And mess around.
Lately I've been doing a lot of TikTok lives, doing some karaoke on there. So if you're ever on there, check me out. It's kind of funny.
Oh, I have.
Boy.
I gotta look that up.
Is this with or without alcohol?
What's that?
Is that with or without alcohol?
It's without.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, thanks for watching tonight. I'm J Mac for Crispy Bacon Mess Around, Double Dirty Big B. I've had a great time here tonight. Thanks for watching and listening. Could not do this without you. Lifelong dreams being lived in front of your very eyes. Check us out. Keep coming back. We appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all on the other side.